What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Scale News update for your Monday. A little bit of news over the last week. Let's jump into the topics. Over the last week, RC4WD released another intake for their Scale V8. This is an 8-stack version and it's licensed. Coming out with all of these other accessories for that V8 does make that purchase even a little bit more appealing. If you've got one of those V8s, I'll put that link for you in the description below. Or if you've never seen that RC4WD scale motor transmission setup, I'll put a link for that below as well. Losi came out with another version of their Nightcrawler platform. This time they took basically what appears to be their same Nightcrawler platform and they tried to make it a little bit more appealing to a scale crowd. It doesn't look like there's been a ton of other changes, but they put on a new style body with an exo cage and some scale accessories on it. Definitely not pointed towards all of the, hardcore scale guys. It doesn't have a scale chassis. It's that same TVP style chassis and things like that, but it's going to look more appealing to somebody in a hobby shop if they're looking for just some kind of truck and they've been seeing mostly scale options. So they're definitely going after a little bit different of a targeted market than the guys that are looking for something much more scale. Over the last week, Traxxas announced that they're going to have an Overdrive and an Underdrive set of gears for the TRX4 axles. Being able to change the gear ratio with the ring and pinion is a nice option for the guys that know how to tune an over or underdrive axle setup. Some more information for those gears in the description below. Over the last week, we had a ton of King of the Hammers action. The coverage this year was amazing. Live helicopter feeds. The races were great. Tracking was even better than it has been before. Just everything about King of the Hammers this year, as far as being a spectator, was amazing. This year, Jason Trier in his IFS car took the win. Randy Slauson was just a couple of miles behind him right up until just a few miles from the finish, and it looks like he blew up his transmission. It was awesome to see Randy Slauson in his solid axle bomber keeping up with them, and it was an amazing race. Eric Miller was the official second place finisher in another solid axle car, and in third place, Waylon Campbell in his IFS Monster sponsored car. An amazing race. Super tight battle between the IFS and the solid axle. That's always one of the most fun aspects of that race for me to watch. I always look forward to the next King of the Hammers from the day after the last one ended. Something that popped up a while back but I never covered was the Gmade GOM Plus kit. Now, I got one of the GOMs as soon as they came out. I was really excited for that car because I thought it looked pretty good. It looked like they took a number of cues from really popular kits and aftermarket parts that had been on the market, so I had high hopes for it. When I got it, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it went together. I didn't like a lot of the aspects of the design. I pointed them out. People thought I was just being overly negative, but a lot of people have found very similar complaints after owning theirs and working on them for a while. It's just, there were some things about that car that I didn't like. But they did come out with a Plus kit. And the Plus kit has some of the items in there that will help fix that car. I think there's some inherent design issues with that car that will make it never be a top level car or one that I would choose to put side by side with something like an axial bomber. But the Plus kit does have things in there that will make it a better car. It comes with hardened universal axle shafts, although it seems that the axle shafts that even in this model, as well as the first one, weren't holding up. Tons of issues there. Some people are trying some aftermarket options, but I haven't seen anything that actually is holding up really well. It also has some 12mm hexes and it has an aluminum motor mount. And then it also comes with a CVA style drive shaft. Now, the universal style drive shafts that it had probably would have been stronger, except they have exposed E-clips on the drive shaft, which is just a terrible design, how they did it, and just it makes that drive shaft useless. We'll see if these changes can kind of save that car, as far as it needs to have a great reputation with people to increase the sales to make that thing a viable option in the market. Because good competition in the market is always good to see. It helps everybody push a little bit harder. Even with the differences that I see in this Plus kit, it definitely doesn't look like something that's then going to push that truck over the line, where all of a sudden I would think that that truck would be a worthwhile purchase again. That's just my opinion. I really wanted to like that car. I was just a little bit disappointed with a number of the things that I saw. Over the last week, I actually got in one of those new little ECX 124 scale barrages, and I spent this weekend fiddling around with it, changing things here and there, kind of tweaking with it and replacing the bushings with a bearing kit. and just overall having a lot of fun for what a $99 truck offers. I'm actually looking forward to playing with this thing a little bit more, changing a few other things and just having fun. Every once in a while, it's just nice to have a little bit of change of speed, play with something different, and have a little bit of fun. I think this little 124 scale Barrage from ECX has actually kind of fit that bill for me. And then today, for a complete change of pace, I finished up my Tamiya dancing rider. I installed all the electronics, painted the body, trimmed all the decals and window masks, and just had a blast driving this thing around, drifting around on the polished concrete. Then I took it outside and drove it around out there. I can't wait to have 4 or 5 of these out at the same time, doing some figure 8 racing or something like that. This thing is incredibly fun, and I'm going to do everything I can to talk all of my friends into buying one. Something I haven't done on the Scale News Update before is a YouTube channel spotlight. Over the last week, an old forum friend of mine finally started a YouTube channel. He has one of the most extensive scale truck collections that I've really ever seen. He's a fantastic builder. A lot of you have probably seen him if you've been around the forum side or even on Facebook, Instagram, things like that. He's got an amazing collection of cars. He is a really talented builder. His name's Mike Lohman, Mike's RC World. He's just started a YouTube channel. Looks like he's got some help on the production side as well. I really think that he could have some awesome information and some really cool trucks for you guys to look at. I'll put a link for his channel in the description below, so go check it out. I have faith that he's going to show you some really cool, interesting builds and techniques in the future, and I'll try and find a channel a week to do a little spotlight on. Mike just posting up that he was starting a channel this week just brought the idea to me. But with that, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome week. Watch for next Monday's Scale News Update and the Honcho Budget build on Wednesdays. I appreciate you guys watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.